Yeah, man. Episode 2, She-Hulk. Let's talk about it. What's up, guys? Your boy Hugo the Savage back again for another review of She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, Episode 2, entitled Superhuman Law. And let's get into it, man. Let's keep this, I'm saying. You see the smile on my face. I'm actually doing this review a day later, which helps in a way and then doesn't help because then I forget some stuff, but at the same time, lets me sleep on stuff, you know what I mean? But listen, I'm enjoying this show already. I'll say straight off the bat that everything that I said in episode 1 about the pacing, I will forgive it now because it got us to a different part where we needed to. Like, I feel like the tone of the program has been set now, and I think episode 1 allowed us to get there much quicker because obviously there's 9 episodes, so I can forgive that. I'll go for negatives straight away. There's not many today actually because I think the actual show is really good. To be fair, is there any point in bringing up the CGI again? Probably not because it's gonna be the same all the way through. But there was a lot of like parts in this like when she was moving mechanically, it wasn't even so much just the look of her. The way she was moving, it was a bit stiff. It was like a computer game. But yeah, felt like a computer game. You know, like cutscenes in a really well animated computer game, but you know it's a computer. It felt like that. But away from that, it was fine. And the only other negative, which is not no one else's fault, it's probably to do with what I like more than anything. The issue I had is just the fact that it finished too quick. Obviously, I know these are short episodes. I think the first one probably felt a little bit longer to me because I hadn't watched it before, obviously, and I was trying to feel my way through the story and getting. But now I got invested in it. It kind of ended very abruptly for me. Like I felt like, come on, man, where's the rest of it? But like I said, that's no one's fault other than myself. It's just the way I like to view stuff. Now, this episode really uses superhuman law, so it really explored what the career side is. So we've got through the She-Hulk bit now. Now it's like balancing between She-Hulk and career and then merging as one. And now in this episode, she actually gets fired from her job for obviously what happened in the courtroom, which was her saving the rest of the public. Which is a bit of a battle. There's a bit of an internal battle. It's like doing the right thing and getting in trouble for it. This program is really exploring the injustices that women go through on a daily basis, but having a hint of comedy behind it. And I prefer it that way, to be honest, because I feel like if they've done it serious, it'll be forced down your neck, and it'll feel like you're trying to punish other people instead of just telling a story and letting people see what it's like. She ended up getting hired by the Superhuman Law Unit. Which obviously gave another thing because when she got there, she obviously was there for how good she's at her job. She's an incredible lawyer, but they kind of didn't want her for that. They kind of wanted her as She-Hulk because once she was employed, he said there's one condition: you need to be She-Hulk in the job, which is a spin on the comic because in the comic they don't want her to be She-Hulk, and it's almost not a spin but a nod to real life where a lot of women will get hired on the way they look, but you don't expect it to be on being green and 6'7", but kind of happens. We get the visit of Abomination in this one. Well, not the visit. She goes to visit him because that's the client she's given to work with, Mil Blonsky. I think it's Timothy Roth who's the actor. Great actor, by the way, and he's great in this as well. He fits right in. It feels like. Obviously, it's a bit more light-hearted than it was back in the 2008 Hulk movie, but it's a different Hulk movie, to be honest. But yeah, she visits him in a maximum security prison for super enhanced whoever. Bit of a nod to like Silence of the Lamb. That's what it kind of felt. The Silence of the Lamb. Yeah, Hannibal Lecter in it. That's what gave me that vibe when it was in there. And obviously, it's a conflict of interest for her because Bruce is her cousin, and that's what happened. The Battle of Brooklyn is the reason why he got arrested in the first place. But I did like the fact that once she went to interview him, he kind of expressed that he's changed his ways a bit, which I think is a bit false. I think he's still got animosity towards Hulk. And they give the view where it seems like Hulk's probably spoke to him already because she did contact Bruce, and when she spoke to him, he was fine with it. And then we saw Bruce fly off in the spaceship that we saw in the first episode, which lends the question to me that in between all these shows, obviously Hulk has been visiting Sakaar. I'm guessing that because in Shang-Chi in the post-credit scene, he has that little machine on his arm at the time. So I do wonder if they're gonna go down the World War Hulk story, and they're keeping it away from the timeline from us as a surprise. Because if they do, is he going back there to visit his son? What he has in the comic. Although I don't think, and I'm going to be the first to say, I don't think this Marvel timeline adds to. I don't think it's enhanced by Hulk having a son, because I've already said they've made Hulk into a pansy already. Like he's a bit of a bitch compared to like how he should be. I like Mark Ruffalo as Hulk. I like the Hulk character. I like the bits of comedy. But I think after Ragnarok, I think it was over for the Hulk, and after that, he got punched up by Thanos and never returned as a bad boy, to be fair. So, but yeah, she's obviously that conflict of interest, and then she's fine because Bruce said it's fine to work with him. And then I did like the fact that there's a parallel between Jennifer Walters and Emil Blonsky, because he's basically saying that, listen, I was given a super serum by General Ross, and it was to enhance me to take down Hulk by the government, and obviously they ended up destroying loads of stuff, and he said it doesn't really feel fair because that's what he'd done. He was trying to fight for country in it at the time, and Hulk was destroying stuff like he was the monster at the time, and since then Hulk's destroyed loads of stuff and become a hero, while he's been there left as a villain. But I do think he's got some animosity, because when he was speaking about it, he did seem a bit angry in different parts. And then, yeah, the main synopsis of this, by the end of it, is the fact that the news report shows up that he's escaped from prison. Now, I think we know what's happened there, because the timeline is between Shang-Chi. So we saw in Shang-Chi that Abomination was fighting Wong. I think Wong broke him out of prison to fight him in whatever that is, the Great Battle or whatever that is. So I'm guessing that's what it is. There was a few Easter eggs in this. I know that everyone's gonna probably go towards the one what says about the man in the bar with the metal claw fighting, which is what happened in the first Wolverine movie. So they got Ant-Man stuff in there. It's gonna be very interesting to see what they do. I don't know if they're gonna use any of this stuff, or they're just setting the tone to let us know that mutants. Now they've done it in Miss Marvel. Or they're just setting the tone to let us know that mutants have always been there. Are we even gonna get to see Wolverine, or they're just gonna let us know that that is a nod to him. We're not using him, but we're just letting you know. So, very interesting. I probably left loads of things out, but it's not, you know what I mean? It's not there to give loads and loads of spoilers. I just want to give my review on it. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, like I said, there wasn't much negatives apart from the CGI, really. And the pacing is back to being how it should be. And it gives that comic book feel while you're watching it. And it feels like a proper, almost like a sitcom. Like Law and Order. It feels like a Law and Order sitcom at the moment. I'm happy with it, man. I really enjoyed it. There was a post-credit scene, or mid-credit scene, if you want to call it that, and yeah, it's pointless. It was her family pretty much using her as to do everything in the house because she's so strong. But yeah, like I said, the CGI in that part looks a bit terrible. And obviously, I'll still have questions myself because I don't know. So has Hulk just been visiting his family the whole time? Because they made us feel like he was a lonely guy, but we'll see. I've been your boy Good Savage. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. Let me know what you thought of She-Hulk episode 2, and I'll see you again. Run.